Hello, good day, viewers. My name is Mulero Okoyemi Abraham, and in this lesson, I'll be taking us through a series of past questions that has to do with senior secondary certificate examination. But before then, let me quickly show us something in case you find it difficult to really follow with the speed of this video. I mean, if you are of the opinion that perhaps I'm talking a little bit faster than you can comprehend, you can simply go on your keyboard if you are using VLC to play out this video, and you can also try it on other softwares too. But in the meantime, if you are using VLC to play out this video, just proceed to your keyboard, locate this particular key, the key where you have these brackets. This key will enable you to increase the playback speed. If you feel you want to save time and you want the speed to be faster, you can use this particular key to increase the playback speed. And if you feel you want to reduce the speed of the playback, you want it to be slower so that you can follow at your own pace, you can actually use this key to reduce the playback speed. Then you can follow the video at your own pace. Now to the question that we have to solve today. Consider the question on your screen, and anytime you see a question of this nature, you are expected to simplify this. The first thing that should come to your mind is this acronym that we call BODMAS. This is an acronym called BODMAS that we actually employ in solving a question of this nature. B stands for bracket, O stands for off, D stands for division, M multiplication, A addition, and S subtraction. Now, what we are seeing in essence is that when you have combination of signs and you have to simplify, you follow this order to simplify them. Simplify the one in bracket first, followed by off, followed by division, followed by multiplication, followed by addition, and followed by subtraction. And then let's go straight ahead into this main solution. Now, this particular expression can also be written as this. We can actually put both the denominator and the numerator in brackets, as you can see on your screen, and then we can now follow this to solve this particular expression. From this, the first thing we need to do is to evaluate the one in brackets first. And how do we go about it? For us to be able to evaluate this, we need to change this to an improper fraction. This is called a mixed fraction. And how do we change this to improper fraction? 2 multiplied by 2 will give us 4, plus 1, that will give us 5. So this automatically becomes 5 divided by 2. And also 2 multiplied by 1, that's 2, plus 1, that's 3. So this automatically gives us 3 divided by 2. And then this follows. So this becomes this 1 over 4 multiplied by 5 over 2 divided by 12. Then since we've been able to change this to improper fraction, it becomes something like this. Then we can now go straight ahead to proceed. And this becomes this. 5 multiplied by 1 will give us 5. 4 multiplied by 2 will give us 8. Then divide by, of course, this 12 is the same thing as 12 divided by 1. So we can multiply 3 by, now, lest I forget, we can also recall that if you want to evaluate an expression that have division, all you just need to do is change it to multiplication and interchange both the denominator and numerator. So interchange them. So as against 3 over 2, it now becomes 2 over 3 once you introduce this multiplication sign. And then it becomes this. Of course, we know that 12 is the same thing as 12 divided by 1. So we can say 12 multiplied by 2 will give us 24. 3 multiplied by 1 will give us 3. So this expression turns out to become this. Then we can now also change this to multiplication and then interchange the numerator and denominator so that this becomes 3 divided by 24. And then we have this. So now, from here we have this 5 divided by 8, then divided by 8 divided by 1. So if you want to solve this, all you just need to interchange this so that we have 1 divided by 8. And then we have this. So if you simplify that, your answer is 5 divided by 64. So I hope you're able to follow that. It's actually simple, and I've actually done a good job breaking it down for you. Now the next question. The next question is we have to simplify. We have to evaluate x in this expression. Evaluate x in this expression. Now, anytime you see an expression of this form, this is actually under a topic that we'll call indices. So this particular indicial laws, Of course, we have some other initial laws too, but for the sake of this question, we only need these two laws to be able to arrive at our answer. So we need to recall these two laws. What the first law is talking about is anytime you have multiple power, all you just need to do is multiply all the powers together, then you arrive at this. A equals to, you arrive at, by the time you multiply the power together, it becomes A raised to the power of B, C. And also the second law is talking about law of multiplication. We'll call it multiplicative law. Once you have multiplication in indices, all you just need to do is to add the power, and then it turns out to be this. So let's go straight ahead and simplify this expression. Now, this particular term, this 3 is the same thing as 3 raised to the power 1. 9 is a multiple of 3, and so since 9 is a multiple of 3, that means it's the same thing as 3 multiplied by 3, which is the same thing as 3 raised to the power 2. 27 is also a multiple of 3, which is also the same as 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, and so it becomes 3 raised to the power 3. So if we replace 9 by 3 raised to the power 2, replace 27 by 3 raised to the power 3, we arrive at something like this. And then we can now make use of this first law, which states that when you have multiple powers, multiply the power, and then this follows. 3 raised to the power 1 multiplied by, now you need to take note that if you want to multiply these 2 by this 1 plus x, you need to multiply 2 by 1 at the same time multiply 2 by x. It's going to be wrong if your multiplication turns out to be 2 plus x as against 2 plus 2x. So multiply 2 by 1 and also by x, then you arrive at 2 plus x. 3 multiplied by minus x will also give us minus 3x. And then at this point, we introduce the second law, which states that when you are multiplying, add the power, then this follows. So by the time you add the power, we have 1 plus 2 plus 2x, which is equals to 3 raised to the power minus 3x. Then when you add this, it becomes 3 plus 2x. So then this follows. Since they are both the same figure, so we can cancel out this 3, and then we arrive at this. 3 plus 2x equals to minus 3x. By the time you collect like times, this is positive here. Once it crosses over, it becomes negative. So then we have minus 3x minus 2x, which gives us minus 5x. Divide both sides by minus 5, and then you arrive at your final answer, x equals to minus 3 over 5. I believe that's self-explanatory, and if you don't understand, you can always play back and ensure you get everything that is in there. Now the last question. In a class of 39 students, 25 offer French, while 19 offer English. 5 students do not offer any of the 2 languages. How many students offer only English? Now, this question is a question that has to do with Venn diagram. As we proceed, you understand what it means when we talk about Venn diagram. Now, anytime you have a question in form of, the one you are looking on your screen, what you just need to do is, because we are given that 25 offer French, 19 offers English. That means that if at some of these, you should know that some of these ones that offers French, some of them are likely going to offer English, meaning that we have some that offers both French and English. So it would be wrong for you to now, assume that this 25 stands for those that offers French only. For you to get the number of students that offers French only, all you just need to do is get the number of students that offers both French and English, then subtract from this figure. And also to get the number of students that offers English only, once we have the number of students that offers both French and English, subtract from this figure, you arrive at your answer. Now let's look at the Venn diagram. So the first thing we need to do is we can represent those offering both languages by x. X is a variable. You can decide to use y. You can decide to use z. Whatever you like, you can decide to use. All you just need to do is ensure that you define your terms. You should be able to define your terms. If you are using z, let's know that z represents those offering both languages. Now look at this Venn diagram. This section of the Venn diagram is talking about those that offers French only. This section of the Venn diagram is talking about those that offers English only. This is talking about those that offers neither French nor English. That's why it is outside. And this X signifies those that offers both French and English. Now, for us to get the number of students that offers French only, all you just need to do is, since we've been given that 25 offers French, subtract the number of students that offers both languages from 25. Also subtract the number of students that offers both language for now unknown from 19 to get the number of students that offers English only. Now that we've been able to draw our Venn diagram correctly, all we just need to do is let's add up the terms. And we know that in the class we have 39 students. Equate to 39, then we arrive at our answer for x. Now we'll be able to get x from here. So we have from the Venn diagram 25 minus x plus 19 minus x plus 5 equals to 39. So from here, we need to collect like times. If we do that, we have this 25 plus 19 plus 5 minus x plus x minus x equals to 39. So if you do this will give you 49 minus x, because minus x plus x will cancel out, so you'll be left with minus x. So we have 49 minus x equals to 39. Now when we collect like times further, 39 crosses over, it becomes negative. This comes over, it becomes positive. So we have 49 minus 39 equals to x, so x equals to 10. Now at this point, I need to sound a note of warning. You need to be very calm when you are answering question, especially under examination condition. Now, if this is a multi-choice question, I mean if it's an objective question, obviously you might have an option like 10 in your options. So don't be quick to go for 10, because they will put it there to distract you. This 10 stands for those that offers both French and English. But remember, the question states that find the number of students that offers English only. So be calm enough to go ahead and simplify further. For us to get the number of students that offers English only, all we just need to do is insert the value of x in this particular expression. And when you do that, we have 19 minus 10 equals to 9, and that will be the answer. I believe I've done a very good job, ensuring that you grab, the topic. I've broken it down as much as I can. So if you are not still clear, you can always play back the video and ensure you grab everything that is in there. And as a challenge, I would like you to also find the number of students that offers French only. I believe this should be very easy for you to do. If you're able to do that, you can leave me a comment and let me confirm that you're actually following what is being taught. And also, let me also bring to your notice that in one of the next videos that I'll be making, I'll be coming up with a video on, alternative way of simplifying or solving integration by parts. Before now, we've been used to integral of v du equals to uv minus integral of v du. But then there's another method that we can use in solving integration by parts, which is quite easy, especially when you have such questions in objective. Easily and in no time, you can actually solve and arrive at your answer. So look forward to that video, and I'm very sure that it's going to be very insightful and you will learn in that video. So if this video has been helpful, like, share, and also subscribe, and I will see you in the next lesson.